Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion, and today is Friday. We all know what wonderfulness happens on Friday. If my bot is working, it is Community Day. Hello, bot. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Anyway, it's Community Day, and on this channel, what that means is that I am opening up the phone lines, the Discord channel, to anyone interested in having a conversation using your voice. And you can hop into the voice channel. One thing that I am noticing is that CarlBot, when it's doing the stream announcement, is not using the actual role when it does the shout out. So what I think I need to do is use the ID for the role. And to do that, I need to find auto roles, not auto roles. Called emote roles, but reaction roles is what I said. Give me the message for this so that I can figure out what the... I'm gonna get notified when I go live. Angle bracket at and ID. But Twitch, go live notification, angle bracket at ampersand ID. There we go. Okay, so hopefully when it does the shout out from now on, it will use the actual at role. That's the whole reason for having the at role. Hello, TBD Gamer. Wonderful, fantastic, marvelous, amazing, extended stream earlier. Thank you so much for streaming. I love your content. I will do a good shout out for you in a little bit once we get everything started. I don't know why I started singing at the beginning. Well, I guess I do know why I started singing at the beginning of my streams or when I say stuff, because music is very, very, very in the foreground of everything currently, which it is for some people, where it's always the thing and then everything else is background noise. Everything else is in support of the music that's always going on. No, Deflux is actually, I will not take that title as, I don't really want to say trolly, but he can sometimes be trolly on streams, but he's still an advocate for small developers, large developers, and he's best hype man, definitely. I'm looking for the bot, which I had my mouse over. I don't know why I didn't click it. So I'm gonna load up the bot because we're still working on remaking the bot during our community days. I haven't really touched it very much because we usually get into some pretty good conversations, and I don't like to interrupt the conversations. I like to follow them and participate in them. But like I said, it's Community Day, which means that you can, if you so feel like it, hop into Discord voice channel. There is absolutely no requirement, no pressure to do so. If you still want to participate in Community Day, you can do so using regular chat, using text chat. But bring up any topics you want. If you want to talk about a project you're working on, please feel free to do so as well. Just try to keep the content relevant to our channel, or the topic relevant to our channel content, which is software development, usually .NET, but you can talk about whatever other language you might be using, or technologies and stuff, as far out as just technology in general. So one example is the topic of using Maui to deploy to Quest. Service Serve us? Is that like a command? Serve us. Entertain us. Hello, Kit Gopher. So there was a oh, it's a greeting. What language? Because in English it sounds like serve us. According to this, it's German and it means goodbye. Not hello. But at the same time, it does mean hello. Wait, what? Wiedersehen, Servus? Or is it Servus? I think it's Servus because it doesn't have the umlaut. Hello? Hello? Guten Tag? Servus. It can be used for both hello and goodbye. Pronunciation also depends on the dialect. Did I say it in the dialect that you know? Or was I just way off? Like, is it sir or ser? Because I kind of see the accent mark on the E when I translated it. Selfus. I almost said it French. Wow. Anyway, I'll stop trying, but hello back. Hope you're having a great day. Always wishing a great day for all of you. Fantastic times. But one of the topics that is going to be very brief, it's just an example of the types of things you can bring up during Community Day. Visual Studio hosted, well, the .NET channel, I should say, hosted a Ed Charbonneau, who is from Progress. He is also a streamer. You can see him streaming on the Code It Live channel. Man, that was hard for me to remember. Code It Live. And they do not only .NET, not only Blazor, but they also explore other aspects of .NET. They have a lot of components. What is it called? Why can't I think of words? Third-party components is all I can think of. Proprietary components. I don't know. But they have a suite of components that you can use throughout the different .NET. I'm going to call them frameworks or application types or project types, whatever. Most notably Blazor. They do things. Thank you, DVD. That was actually a better description of it than what I was trying to get at. I was doing pretty poorly. See, even Get Gopher understood better. Nice. But anyway, they do the things, but they were, and the reason that I did their shout out first, TBD, is because more people come later in the stream and I want to do your shout out when there are more people around to hear about you and your amazingness. But the topic, the title was mixed reality using Maui. And I was like, hey, this is going to be really cool because the thing that I've been wanting to do is use all of my .NET skills in Visual Studio to make an immersive application and deploy it to various devices, cross-platform devices. And what it ended up being is using Maui to create a pretty much 2D application, so a flat panel application that you can interact with, but you're deploying it as an APK and sideloading it or sending it to the store, sideloading it to the Quest or using the Android App Store to download it, or the Quest Store. I don't really know if it's different. And then run it in a panel. And I'm like, that's not very exciting. What I was hoping for is you tell me that I create this application using Maui, using markup. There's some kind of library that would allow us to do immersive, so we can create objects, we can have interactability in spatial computing environment kind of stuff. But no, it's just let's create an APK and publish it or send it directly to the Quest or whatever. I was kind of sad about that, but it's still really exciting that because you can deploy to Android. Man, there's a hair inside of my shirt that's tickling my belly. You can target Android. That means that you can create an APK, and Quest supports APK file format. So there. So that's what you got. Okay, so I'm going to keep working on the bot until we do actually have, and that was my topic. If anyone has any further words on that, please feel free to contribute. Bring up whatever topic you want to bring up. Otherwise, I'm going to be working on the bot, Remake. And so we already have a stream bot. The stream bot has one fun feature, I guess, the archery redemption for 1 point. That is asleep. I'm gonna restart the bot. Like it, I wonder if community day was, no, it's automated roams. Is ML.net a thing already? ML.net has been a thing for quite a while. The one that is newer that will help you with chatbots and doing other AI related tasks is Semantic Kernel, which I plan to use in the bot Remake. Because right now what I'm doing with the bot is I have an LLM that's running and it has an exposed OpenAI API endpoint on a computer over there. And so I'm just using a HTTP client to make a request to it and then get back a response and then post it out to chat. So if we talk to automated roams and say, good morning, hope your Friday is going well, then it'll generate a response and give us an internal server error because I didn't actually load the model. That's what's going on with the archery game. But even that message there, you can see, is a normal error response from an API. Hello, Mojo Fawad. Another fantastic occasional screamer. We'll do some healthy shoutouts here shortly. Yeah, oh my gosh, man. Last stream, TBD was just having fun doing the archery game and missed all 3 times. And in short, I'm going to paraphrase. Automated Realms responded with, get good. And that was it. All right, let's try this again. Are you awake now, bot? Might take a second for the first message. Do you know what happens on Fridays on our stream? Please tell me you know about Community Day. No, I do not show off my incredible skills and share valuable insights with the community. No, because I show off my mediocre skills and give the information that I have and let you judge whether it is good or not. Okay. So yes, it still does hallucinate because it is an LLM based off of information that it just was trained on. And the instructions that I gave it, what is it called? It's been a long time since I've done anything with it. Thank you so much for the follow. That I can't even remember what it's called anymore. It's called character context. The initial context that I gave it just is some basic information about the stream, The way that it's supposed to respond is to keep its responses short and polite, except when it's talking to TBD apparently and saying, "You suck at archery." I thought that was rather rude. Okay, archery now. Still no archery. Archery for TBD. Still no archery. Why you dislike TBD Gamer? Oh, I don't dislike anyone on the stream. I'm here to make everyone feel welcome and have a good time. Yeah, I believe you. One day I could do what a lot of other streamers are doing and use like 11 Labs to have it generate a text response. You need to close. I'm trying to go to services. Services. I'm going to stop the bot real quick and restart it. Although what I really think is happening is my initial attempt to play archery caused the page to do an error, which we can't see on screen. So maybe if I just restart it, it'll work. Oops, that's back to the welcome screen. All right, what do you say now? Nope. Okay, so TwitchBot is stopping. Stop it. Start. And I really, 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 really want a way to do this using commands to say restart bot. But right now I'm just going into my services, stopping my service, restarting it. And then reloading the page that the bot lives on. Reconnecting via Twitch so that I can listen to redemptions. Logging back into the stream so I can listen to chat. And just in case, I'm going to open the game here. Move the bot back over here. Close our debug stuff, and one more time. Okay, this one worked. But yeah, the one for the stream is just angry. It's like, no, you can't make me. I don't want to. So I'm 240 days late. You are not 240 days late. It's more like, I don't know, a total of 2 weeks of work that we've done on this. 2 weeks of 8-hour days. And that's pushing it. But anyway, but I just wanted to ask, is it like a system that traces your spendings, or is it something else? Okay, so you're asking about the stream project. You don't have to click on this link yet, but here is the project on GitHub, and I will talk to you about the project. Once I tell this thing, I'll show my face again here shortly. Once I tell this thing that it needs to shut down, make it invisible, make it revisible, and then don't shut down when you're not viewing. Wait for the page to reload. Maybe we'll interact with it just to make sure that it is loaded without errors. Yep, there is the overlay for all of my options. May as well leave that open while we try another redemption. Yeah, there we go. I fixed it. Okay, so I can get rid of this page. Okay, so the archery game, oops, I don't want to leave that open. The archery game is back. And back to desktop. And so if I view at a 20-degree shot with a strength of 40, I'm going to be too long. So let's flip those. A 40-degree shot with a strength of 20. Oh my gosh. with a strength of 22. Nope. Oh dear. It looks like one lion's arrow flew over the target, missing it by a significant amount. Significant margin, I should say. Scores, unfortunately, remain at 0. It's important to keep practicing, and soon you'll be hitting those targets with ease. Okay, so the app itself, just so you know, is it Miss Ollyman or is it M. Solomon? Or let me know. We are on a community day, which is a day where you're allowed to, just Solomon is fine. Okay. You're allowed to bring up whatever topics you feel like bringing up. Of course, you know, with relevant to our stream content, which is software development, technology, stuff that you are working on yourself, stuff that you're interested in that's upcoming. If you have questions about stuff that you want described that I might know about, I'll do my best to explain it, and if not, we'll look at it together. So right now you are asking about our normal stream project, which happens on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But what is this app? This app is a way for me actually. Oh, definitely not. Spreadsheets are my life. This app is intended to be a way for me because I'm doing this already, but using Microsoft Access, a way for me to track my finances. Right now we're in the middle of implementing a redesign of the UI. That's why it's a little bit off. I mean, it was off to begin with, and that's why I'm redesigning it. But like this bar here is going to look very different in the redesign. So what you're essentially doing is you have a whole bunch of accounts that you add that you want to track. Whenever you have a transaction against that account, whether it's a payment, which is you moving money from that account to something that you're not tracking, like you purchase something off of Amazon or wherever, or a deposit, which is when you're moving money from some external source into one of your tracked accounts, or a transfer, which is moving money between two tracked accounts. You manually enter those, or I manually enter those. Yes. So yeah, so you're pretty much just putting in all of these transactions that you have against your accounts, and then you'll be able to see your current balance. Any pending transactions will be represented in parentheses next to your current balance, and then the adjusted balance, which is what you should treat as your actual available balance if you're good to yourself. So you can see that we've created a few accounts for various people in our stream. And so we can have transactions against those. And then in future, we can make this as big or just keep it as simple as we want, but we can do things like using AI to see trends and then give you some kind of analysis on what you can do to spend less or whatever. But the point is that this is not a replacement for something like Credit Karma or any of the Intuit products or QuickBooks. Nothing. It really is, because I've already been using Microsoft Access since 2013 to track my spending and savings. It keeps me honest with myself, where I see, oh my gosh, I'm actually spending that much on, and in the past it would have been, well, I won't even go there. I'm spending that much on streaming services that I don't use, or I'm buying too many snacks, too much Starbucks kind of thing, or I could stand to have a random coffee this week. Why not? So that's the whole point of it. I wonder if there are any services that you can send a callback once a transaction happens instead of adding them manually. So there is, and there are plenty of apps that do that, but the point of this one is for me to enter it manually only. I have like for my business, I use FreshBooks, and that's connected to my business bank accounts. And so those transactions are automatically imported every time a transaction happens. I use Wealthfront for my investments and stuff. And those are also connected to my personal savings and checking and other retirement accounts and all that stuff. And I get to see my balances there. So there are plenty of apps out there that do it for free even. But I want to see and feel the impact of the money that I spend and save. Yeah. But the other thing that's going to happen though is that once we are done with the redesign of the application, if we aren't going to add more, I mean, we may do something like, let's see what the process is for deploying this to Azure. Let's say we want to put it in an app service, make it as cheap as possible. We can go through the deployment process. And then we could also see how does that differ if we're deploying to AWS using Elastic Beanstalks and RDS. So stuff like that. We could explore that if it's interesting enough. But the thing that happened recently is I went from a job where I couldn't stream my work. I used to stream my day job all day long, or at least 6 hours in a day. But then I moved to a job where I couldn't stream my work, but I still wanted to do Blazor, and that's where this project came from. And so now I am back at a job that I can stream my work. So I might go back to doing that during our normal stream times. But yeah, definitely let me know if you have any comments or questions, and we'll be happy to discuss them. So Mojo was asking earlier, any Excel haters? I'm going to implement the file download feature by converting the DB to Excel, and I'll just send back the Excel file. Perfect. I guess I mean the export feature. Oh, you want an export? Here's the entire database. So yeah, one thing that we can do is when you're looking at the transaction history, you can export it to CSV or Excel. The way that I've done it before is that I have the records. I have a toCSV extension on the entity type that I'm using, or I guess it's model type by this point, on the model type that I'm using to represent the data in this table. And I just make it into a CSV text and then use JavaScript interop to send it as a file to the browser. But yeah, anything that you want to do, if you want to do full on XLSX, if you want to do XML, JSON, offer all the things, feel free to. Cheers to you. First time that I actually look over to Discord and there's no one in the waiting room. I'm like, I need to get better at just looking over at Discord every now and then. Okay, so we are gonna hang out here in the bot, Remake for a bit. If you can tell, I like remaking things too. The jobs that I have taken that are official programming software development jobs were in what word would I use? Modernize and convert these JSP applications to .NET. And then my job after that was implement this UI redesign for this existing application that looks like it's from the 80s and or I guess late 90s is what I would say. Yeah. So yeah, it's my favorite thing to do. Let's improve things and make it more modern. So that's what we're doing with the bot, I guess. I haven't gotten very far in it, but this bot will show you my basic structure for any application that I make, which is now getting a little bit different using the new .NET 8 Blazor web app template. So I still have some kind of server type thing, but it doesn't look like your .NET 7 and before Blazor dot server project from a WebAssembly project type anymore, template. But still have those. And if I wanted, I could also have Android, iOS, Mac, Tizen, Windows with the Maui project, because they're both pointing to or using the same UI, which is a Blazor component library that has all of the pages, all of the components. I'm also directly referencing my components from github.com, Ichilayan, Blazor component library. So I'm referencing these directly in my local repository so that if I do need to make changes to them, it'll be easier to do, but I would want to make sure that I am doing it in a branch. So cleanup card component is the current branch that I'm in for the Blazor component library. And this, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is probably a good example, or yeah, I'm going to call it a good example of being on a team, even though it's just us, being on a team where you have more than one repository in the same solution. And so you might be able to see the workflow for what do you do in that situation. Typically, if you are making new features or bug fixes and you're working in both repositories, you would have one branch named the same in both repositories. But it still ends up being 2 pull requests. And then you have to do them in the right order so that the one that depends on the other gets done first, last, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Mojo says, I'm sure I'll be able to export it to XML by the end of this project. Did I read that already? Terrible with this. Okay, let's do a proper shout out for TBD Gamer. Shout out. TBD Gamer is also a .NET developer who streams, except he streams every day of the week, Monday through Friday, starting at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, which is currently UTC-4. And he works on 2 projects currently, 2.5, 2.25, 2.1/10. Let's talk about his community project first, which is not one that he's actively working on stream, but he does invite you to work on. And you'll be able to find it on his GitHub at TBD Friends Water Drink Water. And this application is just a Blazor application that you wanted community engagement for, to talk through how to do a Blazor application together. And so this app is intended to help you track and set goals for yourself for consuming water each day. You can compare it with your friends and be like, yeah, I hit my goal this week. And it's meant to like be encouraging, not competitive. You're encouraging each other to keep up your goals. Good job, you. I love drinking water, so I think it's a great project. But the one that he actively works on stream on Mondays and Tuesdays is a Godot game. It is a top-down shooter where you're in an airplane and you're going pew, 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 pew. And he's learning Godot. He wants to create his dream game, essentially, but first he needs to learn the basics of Godot. So he's using this project to learn the basics of Godot. And then on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he works on an app. He works on a game. He works on an app called Liquid Sky. And this one is a more professional type application that he is approaching as if he is going to deploy this for real and put it out for as a tool for teams to use. And so what it is a project management or project planning application, which has some project management aspects to it. So I will still call it a project management application. And it's really cool. He's using a lot of technologies in it. It does things. He's using a lot of technologies in it, like Kafka and other things. Kafka is the easiest one for me to reach for. But he's using a lot of different technologies. It's an enhanced Jira. It's actually, the way I would describe it, and I think he's described it, and this is where I'm getting it from, is more of a developer-focused Jira. So Jira and Azure DevOps, they're all centered on project managers setting guidelines and tasks and stuff and saying, hey, developers, you're assigned this task, you're assigned this task. And then stuff often falls into backlog and the requirements are unclear. But this one is more like, here are the things that we are planning together as a team for the next sprint, or I guess the next iteration is what I meant to say. Sorry, sprint, please don't sue me. The next iteration, or for this entire, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I can't think of words anymore. But you're doing this as a team, and then you have reminders, and you can subscribe to certain tasks so that they don't just fall by the wayside. As a developer, you want to be on top of the things you're assigned, the features that you're going to get accomplished, and the bug fixes and whatever else. And there isn't as much management aspect to it as much as the requirements for getting the thing done. And it's so focused on that. So just so you can catch a glimpse of what it's like on his stream.
Right. Can you navigate out into a separate app? No, that would be bad. I don't want to even play around with that right now. I'm not advanced enough at Angular to be able to tackle that challenge. I don't even know why I said that. Okay. So, right now you get into dashboard when you log.
It always cuts off too soon. So I have it set for, I say this every time, I have it set for 30 seconds because sometimes people have copyright music playing in their streams. So I don't want to have it muted or anything. So I have it cut off at 30 seconds. But that's TBD Gamer. There you go. And hello, Fulisnabel. The other person that streams on occasion, don't expect, constant streams or anything. But really fun to hang out on his stream when he does stream is Mojo Fawad. And he is also a .NET developer, and he's showing us some really cool stuff. I don't know if you've been actually streaming what you're currently doing, but one thing that he has been very pleased about was getting WAPI. I think you actually just say it as the acronym, working in an application. So now he can have the actual Excel application in his work product application. Yeah, no work stuff on stream. Okay. Do you have any clips yet? That'd be fun. Have we been kind enough to clip you doing something interesting? Yes. What is it? You have NVIDIA broadcast open. He just...
If I could buy 8x zoom in my eye? Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh no. Oh, I'm glad I could not see that. I hate that feature. Ugh. Irish John did it on his stream once and creeped me out. Ugh. No. Oh, I'm glad my screen was super small. Blech. Seems about right. So yeah. So these are some great members of our community. We're members of their community. Very, very honored to be members of their community. And check them out. Really cool people. InstaFluff just went live. Dude. I lurk on very, very many streams, as many streams as I can. I don't always listen in on the streams. Like this morning, I was in TBD's stream from like, I don't know, 10 minutes later than he started because when I refreshed at 5, he hadn't started. But that's fine. But I was in there and I was listening-ish. but not participating because I was very, very into the work that I was doing. And oh my gosh, I don't know if I've said this before, but I am having so much more fun with my current work product than I was at the previous place I was working at. I mean, I enjoyed the work that I was doing at the previous place. However, and I like saying it that way, the stuff that I'm doing with these apps, because I can choose how to implement and what technologies to use, and I have pretty much all authority to make all the decisions. I'm working with the things that I believe are going to be the best technology to use for whatever it is that I'm working on, and it just makes it super fun. Super fun. TBD says, I was stuffing sandwiches in my mouth and drinking hot coffee as fast as I could. Because you or that's what caused you to start your stream a little late. Start your stream when you start your stream. It doesn't matter. I was just, if it doesn't actually start on the hour and I click the refresh button to try to get it to pop up, because sometimes multi-stream doesn't immediately start the stream, even if I have it preloaded into the... This is what it looks like. So like when solo goes live, there is no guarantee that this is going to actually start the video. So this is where your video usually is in the mornings. And yeah, you can see it. So every now and then I'll click the refresh button when it's close to 5 or at 5. But then if I start, if I continue working on the thing that I was working on, time just goes. And then 20 minutes later, I'm like, oh, I should push refresh. And there you are, 10 minutes into your stream. Dang it. I wanted to be here the whole time. And hello, Thindal, another fantastic streamer in our community and someone whose community we are also a part of. Shout out to Thindal. .NET developer, go figure, who is working on modernizing applications. And he's in the waiting room. I am pulling you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Microphone check.
Check.
You are checked.
I am checked, but I'm not a check.
Well, thankfully we're not playing hockey though, because that might hurt.
Yeah, they are really good at hockey, aren't they?
Yes. Well, I meant getting checked, but yeah.
Oh. No, I meant like actually they are really good at hockey as well. But yeah, cross-checking would
hi, Thindal.
probably hurt a bit. Hi, Lion.
How are you?
How are you? I'm
no,
well,
I asked you
thank
first.
You. I'm well. How are you?
I am also well. I'm having a fun day so far.
I am happy to hear that. I had a bit of a week, but today is fine.
How are you?
Fine. It's quite good. How are you, TBD? So I just want to tell you about something right off.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? I tested a thing yesterday on my Quest. And it was awesome.
Was it the .NET MAUI thing?
No.
Okay.
It was the new remote desktop.
Oh, yeah. The one that Ed was using on the stream.
No, even better.
Even better?
Even better. The new one, the beta one.
I thought he was in beta. Wasn't he saying
beta,
that?
But he's in the beta OS, but he's using
the beta OS only.
He's using the remote desktop application on release branch. The old one supported a screen. The new one supports 3 screens. And you don't need 3 screens to use 3 screens. You can do virtual screens more or less. So I have 2 physical screens here, but I managed to get 3 working in virtual reality. Actually, extended reality, because I had my desk behind me as well. It was really cool. So I had like 170 degrees of screens in front of me. I think I've said screens so many times. It's
screen 1, screen 2, screen 3,
yeah,
screen 18.
But the fact that I didn't even need to have physical like monitors for it. It could just create an extra virtual one.
Yes.
It's like
So
yeah,
I
it's
am also
awesome.
going to show a technology that does that. And I
Mhm.
think it's available for VR as well. I
Is it
need to
on the
get logged in
HoloLens?
though. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I blink at you guys with my super bright light.
Yes. That one has
If
one
some
major
epilepsy.
upside because, and I think the same thing with the Pro, the Quest Pro. I mean, because with the Quest 3, you have that straight on your face. Gets pretty warm after a while.
Oh yeah. I mean, this thing still gets warm on the actual computing part on the
Yeah.
back of your head.
Yeah. Here, the computing part is on your face. It's a little bit offset, but it still, still heats up the air inside of the enclosure, or,
Doesn't it have
against your
fans
eyes.
inside though?
No.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
And again, I mean, you have a more or less airtight seal against your face, so it gets warm. And
Uh,
using the remote desktop thing draws battery like crazy.
So here's what we use in HoloLens. This is called
Mhm.
Mirage Desktop. These are my
Mhm.
physical display devices, and I want another one. And oh yeah, and then my OBS is going to be like, wait, which display device do you want to use?
Yeah.
And
So you
everything
just created
freezes because
another
I'm
one.
streaming. Yeah, and it's right here while I'm waiting
Nice.
for my computer to stop freezing. I'm putting it over
Mhm.
here. I'm making it bigger than the room. Oops. So that's another one. And then I could, oh man, completely took my mouse. Place it wherever I want.
Yeah.
So that when I move my mouse up from this screen, my mouse is now on the virtual display. And then I could
Awesome.
add another device if I wanted, another display if I wanted to, and another one until it crashes. So this is pretty much unlimited displays based on your machine's
That's
compute.
even better.
Yeah.
It's the Quest on supports 3 max. But I can
Yeah.
place them any way I want as well. So I can have
Yeah,
one on
that's the
top
other thing.
and 2 next to each other and whatever. But
Yeah.
don't the HoloLens, doesn't it show everything like semi-transparent?
Yeah, I mean,
Correctly?
it's still really bright though. Like when I'm looking at my display, because my desktop image is all black on the outsides, then this is all transparent because anything black is transparent. And then in the middle, there is this bright white, and I can't see behind that at all.
Okay. So
And then when I have
really
Visual
opaque.
Studio open, it's still pretty good.
TBD, unknown. They fired the entire XR team.
Yeah, but then they
Is pretty much
hired
what we
another
know.
team that was still
Yeah.
doing stuff. There was a video that came out like 6-7 months ago talking about the exciting developments of HoloLens, and I'm like, show me, and then nothing.
So it's TBD, to be determined or to be
Yeah. One thing they did
announced.
cancel for sure was MRTK development, which I'm really sad about because it was really, really good at the same thing that Maui did, where they have stubs essentially for native controls. So they had stubs that were easy to use in Unity for setting up your 3D environments. I'm going to shut this down because I don't want to use it right now.
I mean, I'm guessing they're going use a 3D engine if you want to do 3D, like Unity, for example, or use something like WinUI or something to make flat applications.
Right. Which, I mean, that's what Ed's talk was about pretty much, except that he was specifically talking about deploying the APK. Yeah. But it's pretty much the same. You're using ARM64, so it should be able to work.
That's the thing with Quest. It's basically an Android phone.
Yeah.
On steroids. Maybe it's Android tablet in a weird form factor.
Yeah, probably.
Comparison, since you can't call
with a few more sensors.
Yeah. So you can just write an Android application and deploy it, and it works.
Yeah.
And since Maui supports Android, you can just build a Maui application and deploy it.
I was still kind of sad though that he wasn't specific. Like he mentioned spatial computing and immersive applications and how you don't really have access to the APIs when you do it this way.
Yeah, that's an issue right now. There are really cool applications from Meta that do. Hey, I called it Meta instead of Facebook. Ugh. Anyways,
congratulations, good job.
Do actual extended reality by reading the room, and I think the HoloLens does that as well, right? It knows where the walls are and everything.
Yeah.
The issue, from what I understand, is that the sensors on the Quest are sensitive enough to be able to see through clothing.
Oh.
So to stop people
when
from
it's
doing
mapping out.
that, yeah. So right now the APIs to access that are locked down for everyone except for Meta. But I'm guessing they are going to be tweaking them to find, okay, so we can give them this fidelity,
right,
and then use that.
I mean, that's still really cool if the way that they implement it is right, obviously. But you can imagine having augmented reality create an avatar for you. So if it can see through your clothes, you can put whatever outfit you want on, but you can't give developers access to those things because then they could use it maliciously.
Yeah. But you need access to those sensors to be able to map the room, etc., and read that kind of information. So what you can ask it to do is like set up a safe zone that you draw on the what's called in the actual room, and that's done by the Quest itself. And then it keeps track. It's like, give me a signal if they get near the edge of this, or if they step outside of it. But you can't actually see the room from your code. So XR is quite difficult to do right now.
Right.
But you can do full VR, of course, and you can do like the flat applications that Ed is.
But they might be using LiDAR TBD. I don't know what scanning technology
they use LiDAR and really strong IR lights, I think, is what they're using.
So they also use IR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this that light up here that you saw, that was IR.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a bit different. It's not like the clothes aren't there.
It's just you can read the geometry of the person.
Yeah, and if you have really thin clothes, they can go like semi-transparent. You can actually see some color through it as well. So it's a privacy thing.
Yeah, definitely.
There used to be, I'm not sure what to call it, but techniques they could use that I promised that I never used when I was a teenager, where you could take like a normal picture and actually add a filter to it that would sometimes semi-remove clothing from pictures of celebrities and stuff. So you get some of that data in a normal RGB image as well. Some of it. But again, depends on the clothing they're wearing. If someone's in like a winter jacket, then that's safe. But yeah, let's not talk about looking at people in the nude by using cameras, because that's a little bit creepy.
If it's not opt-in, and you can't guarantee that everyone has opted in, so definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So they need to figure out a way to get the sensors bad enough for third-party applications.
You guys made them a little too good. Yeah, either that or, like I said, somehow be able to lock them down in a way that they can't be hacked, to be able to misuse them, to where a third-party service that we developers don't have access to is the one that allows the person to create their own avatar that they overlay onto themselves that your device somehow acknowledges.
So what you need is basically the OS reads the fine-tuned sensors, or what you want to call it, and then gives you lower fidelity data or features you can use with that reading, but you don't have access to the raw feed.
No understatement
full resolution.
of the day.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit creepy, and that might be a small understatement. So that's the issue with that. but full VR and flat applications are really easy to do right now.
Oh.
Mm. And
Oof.
if you take a look at the first-party applications, they are really, really cool. I know they work with the HoloLens as well.
Cool.
But I mean, you just walk around, you look at the walls, and you map out your entire space.
Yeah.
And then,
And I did
yeah.
that. You know, I'm gonna see if I can get Unity open. It's been like a million years since I've been in Unity, but I do have our mapped out everything. Or I don't know. I guess I pretty much started with the rendered map mesh from
Oh, so it takes
the
pictures
HoloLens.
and creates textures and everything?
It creates the mesh. You don't get textures.
You can do that with I think you can actually do it with the small drones as well, like the DJI Mini and stuff.
Oh, cool.
You can run an application that both maps what you're looking at and adds texture to it, so you can get an actual 3D model out. I'm going to turn off an alarm here, but I will be right back.
Just ignore the alarm. What's that alarm going off for? Let me just turn it off. Sure.
The alarm is
I
going
disagree.
off because I took a power nap, but then
Oh, nice.
I got woken up by my brother who called me,
Aww.
and that was
Before
time to
your
wake
alarm
up.
went off.
But I looked at the time and said, "Oh crap! I think Lion is on." I went over to the computer, and what do you know? Wild Lion appeared.
I know. And I add. Oh, geez.
What are you looking
And I haven't I'm doing it on a different screen, but I haven't opened Unity Hub long enough that my free personal license expired. There, got a new license. Projects. That is where my projects are. Where did I put? Oh, it's a Blender project. I didn't wait, yes I did. I put it in Unity. So I what I did was I had the HoloLens create the mesh for me while I walked around the house, exported the mesh, imported it into Blender, and then remeshed it myself because I mean everything had angles. It's pretty flat, so I didn't have to do too much. Home base.
I mean, that sounds pretty darn
It's
cool as well,
fun.
right?
Yep. Okay, so here it is. I don't remember how to navigate around Blender, so don't laugh at me too much. This is the outside
I will
of
not.
the house.
Mm-hmm.
And then inside.
Is that like the house or the room house?
Room house? What do you mean room house?
Is this the room and like fake outdoor walls, or is this like the entire building that you're in?
This is the building that I'm in.
Okay, so you walked around like outside.
Yeah. Well, no,
You went
sorry.
to
No,
the
no, no, no.
dangerous place.
I only did the inside, and then because of the way that I did the walls, then they made these nice squares. I mean, nice flat edges.
Okay.
But this is inside. This is... Where are we? Where are we starting? This is confusing. This is my bedroom.
It's a room.
This is my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
This is the bathroom. Closet. How do I pan forward? Because like the only thing I know to do is zoom in and out. Because Unity.
What I really need to do or use
Laundry
is
room.
WASD controls.
Yeah. And I mean, I installed the plugin for Unity style controls, but I haven't figured out how to turn it on yet. Family room. Kitchen is over here somewhere. Yeah. The kitchen. Kitchen, there's a stove, oven, pantry.
So you got rid of like all the...
Yeah, all I have are the walls, essentially.
Yeah.
In the basement, which is where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Did we make it downstairs? Okay, so this is inside of the utility closet. I am standing. Let me move around. I'm standing over here. My desk is against this wall, and back is this. So yeah, so I took this, put it into Unity as a model, and then made a little character that could walk through it. But I don't know what I called that.
But I mean, that's pretty darn cool. Imagine being able to do that. I mean, showing you 10 years ago, something like that.
It's crazy. And all I did was walk
I think
around
we
with
need to remember
HoloLens.
how insanely far technology has gone.
Oh, yeah.
Just in like a couple of years.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What are these? I have exploring MRTK assets. Are you actually going to load? Oh, geez. It's trying to load 3 of them. Whoops.
It's trying to load 3 Unity projects, or
That's not going to be good. Is there a way to interrupt the loads? Can I say don't load?
Manager.
Yeah. Don't load. Oh, that worked. Okay. One of them is opening, though, I think. It'd be nice if only one of them was opening. I wouldn't be angry at that.
Can I do a Thindal thing and just complain for 1 second?
Please do.
Like, it'll be 1 second.
Okay.
Maybe 5. I have to do bookkeeping this weekend, and I don't want to.
Yay!
There, I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like the part where I track my finances, and that's it. I don't like reconciling.
Yeah,
I don't like...
I have to send this information to the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means it needs to be in their format.
I thankfully have a magical helper who takes care of the monthly, I think it's monthly, the monthly finance reports that we are obligated to publish.
Could have that, except since there's so much papers from the web shop, I mean, there's so many transactions all over the place that would get quite expensive. So I've decided to do it on my own. That means I have to do it. Means that I complain about this every 3rd month. The issue right now is that I also need to do the year end for 2023, which the last date is the 1st of August. Should have had this in like January. Well, I should have had it in January because I had all the numbers in January. I just need to spend like a few hours getting them in order and creating the reports and sending them in. Nah, let's wait until the last second. More fun that way. So they're more exciting.
I wouldn't think so.
No, it is not.
I think it was stressful. Oh, hey. Yeah. Hey. This is the one that Irish John keeps talking about. The Arkanoid project. I was doing Breakout, but whatever.
I have no idea what this is.
So I did a Infenzia, I think that's his name, tutorial because I wanted to learn Unity. And it was for creating a Breakout clone or an Arkanoid clone, which is the game where you have a little paddle at the bottom and then you move it back and forth with a ball that bounces and breaks bricks.
Yep. Isn't it Breakout?
Well, Breakout Atari, but I think most people know it as Arkanoid. The arcade version.
I knew it as Breakout, but...
Yeah.
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So I pretty much took that project and then adapted it to the HoloLens, and I can't actually build it.
You have some kind of compiler in there.
Yeah.
Library, package, cache, something, yada yada.
I probably need to rerun the mixed reality toolkit on it. Yeah. I bet you most of us did. So President Not Sure knew it as Breakout.
Yeah.
I think
Interesting.
the old basic, like QBasic version that I used to play was also Breakout on the PC. Hey, Abadus,
Would that
welcome.
have been? Yeah, I definitely played it on Atari for sure.
Yeah.
It was one of the first search results. That was awesome. That's not the image. The cover image is this. Oh yeah.
I don't think the PC version I played had an actual cover image. It was probably a pretty crappy port, but it worked and it was fun.
Oh,
I think
man.
that's everything you need to be, right?
Peter says,
Need
I
to
knew
have.
only Arkanoid, I think, on PC. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Youngin.
Well, I
There's this
never played the Atari either, so.
oh yeah. There's a game
Although I think I
on
was, yeah, I was that generation, like late that generation, but I had a Spectrum instead.
oh,
That was
I
more
never
of a
had a
business
Spectrum.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what this is. I had what was I gonna say? Oh, recently, I think it's actually this week, maybe. I don't remember when I got it, but there is a game on Epic that is called Master Atari Mania. And you play your character is someone that cleans up the back offices of the arcades of an Atari, and you're the one that keeps the characters in line, keeps them in the game, and just
So
do
kind of
horrible
like
cleanup.
what's it called that game? Oh, there's not that movie.
Run?
No, it was a more animated movie with a Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh,
Was
yeah, I
it?
never watched it.
Yeah. Well, it's like all the arcade machines are connected, and when the kids leave, they can jump between each other's machines, and
Oh, cool.
they have like a support group for the bad guys. Like not the competent ones, only the bad ones.
It is still pretty good quality though, Duco. What is this a picture of? Amazon?
That does look like some. Nah, they'd have more. No, there is a fence. Could be a data center.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of AC on there.
I can't read that.
Well, it's
If only
spoken in
this was better
Danish.
quality. Tom's
Oh,
Chocolate.
it's a chocolate factory. But where's the chocolate river?
It's inside. And this is the elevator that you see. Oh my gosh, why don't you zoom to where I have the mouse? This is the elevator that takes you up and then you
yeah.
go flying out.
Yeah. I spent like 16 hours trying to figure out the math behind zoom to cursor. That's one of those, it feels like it should be really simple things. That really isn't. Well, you know, you have
Yeah.
your cursor
Yeah,
somewhere on
yeah.
an image
Yeah.
and you zoom in and the cursor is still on the same place in the image.
Right, right.
It's way more complicated than you would have thought.
Prog testing is here. Hi, prog testing.
Hey, Frog, how are you? And by saying that, I'll probably get called an idiot by someone because it might be really simple to figure out.
I
But
don't
I had a
know.
really huge problem trying to, get
Yeah.
that to work.
I've definitely had fun with changing resolution of things and then needing the cursor to still be in screen coordinates essentially, but change the picture coordinates. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you implement it? I mean, like, what does it look like? Tell me that first.
Well, I did it in a pixel shader.
you're telling me how you implemented it. I meant what does the actual end result look like?
Oh,
Is
the
it
end
a
result
picture
is
and then?
it's a rendered embroidery, right? Which is made, actually not a pixel shader, it is done with a vertex shader. So I have like coordinates of all the stitches in this case. And then when I zoom in, I need to change the, first of all, I change the scale variable just to make everything bigger. But then I also need to change like the viewport to have the place you zoomed into still be under the cursor, not just, zooming into center.
Right.
Yeah. And that took way longer than I would have thought. And in the end, it's like, what, 16 or 18 lines of code or something, but
I'm kind of tempted to want to give it a shot. Because like what I'm picturing is you have a div that has a picture as a background, or maybe you did use an image source, but I would probably do it as a div with an
this was
image
DirectX.
background.
This was
It was what?
DirectX in the WPF
Oh,
application.
DirectX. Okay.
Yeah,
In a
so I
WPF.
had
Okay,
like a
so I don't know how
panel
to do
that I
that.
rendered a custom shader into.
I would do it in Blazor.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that. I would have done it if I could, but nah. We had an issue. The thing is that one of these embroideries could be literally 450,000 stitches. That was not uncommon, which meant I had 4 times that many vertices. And this had to be rendered quick-like. So they were using, rendered lines with, it's called, you get the graphics context, and then you start drawing lines on like a bitmap. That was slow. So I replaced it with the DirectX implementation, and I just upload the all the textures and all the coordinates to the GPU, and then I just do scaling and panning and stuff in, in a vertex shader. So it
Sounds
went from
hard.
it wasn't easy. I won't lie about that. But the thing is, we went from like literally you clicked something and it took 10-15 seconds to easily 500 frames per second instead. It was fast, like really fast. Once I got it working.
What's your cat placeholder?
My cat placeholder, the cat as a service.
Cat as a service.
Hold on, I'll find the URL.
Because I think the only one I know is PlaceKitten, but I don't know if that's PlaceKitten.net.
I will send you a link in the Twitch chat as soon as I find the window. Here we go. There is a link.
Cat as a service serves nobody.
And the last one there is a filter. That's optional. And you can change it from derp to, for example, cute or kitten or orange.
Can we specify size? Nice.
Yes, you can.
Is it
If you
/width
the
/height?
cat/derp, you'll get access to the whole API.
Okay.
So you can add just 2 query variables, which are width and height, to it.
Oh, they're query string.
Yeah. Go down a little bit more. You have them down there.
Here. What's with the colons?
Now it's just colon. Here's replace this with a value.
Oh, okay. So angle brackets. Here's what that should have been.
No, not angle
That's
brackets.
typically the
width
placeholder.
equals 200.
No, what I mean is that typical placeholders for you to replace what's inside are angle brackets.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so question mark height equals 480, and let's do width equals 720. Okay, and then we'll give this thing a width of, why am I doing it the opposite way now? Height of 480 pixels or 450.
I never do it the wrong way around. I always tend to use POS pattern when I do CSS.
Oh,
Pile of stuff. It ends up where the carrot is. Yeah, so that's a derpy cat.
Derpy cat.
Yeah,
So,
change it to orange. Just
orange?
Because. Yeah.
How?
You just replace derp.
Oh, to orange.
Derp is the tag.
Good job. Your arrow had only a tiny 0.013 meter miss, 13 centimeters. 13 centimeters? 1.3 centimeters? Whatever that is. From the center, landing an impressive 96 out of 100. 1.3 centimeters. How?
Yeah.
13
13 millimeters. Not many. Not huge.
Okay.
Yes, I
On
love
hover.
service.
Oh, I need to tell this that I want CSS preprocess. Or SAS preprocessor. SAS, please. Okay. On hover, we want the background image. Wait, where are you angry? Oh, because I don't have a semicolon. What do you think of my shooting now? Wow, TBD Gamer, you've really improved. Your latest shot was only a small 0.007 miss. I thought you said 1.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
That's 7 millimeters. That is what, a
Hacks.
ish of an inch?
TBD just earned himself a better score.
Mm-hmm.
On hover, we need the. Is there a background zoom? W3 schools.
CSS.
I am looking for all of the possible background properties that we could set. I want just background by itself. Sure, there's a background zoom, right?
Should be. What happens if you just click on the parent there? It did have a page.
All right, what
Just
properties
looked
do I
like a
got?
group.
Guys, if it's a link, make it a link.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't give me all of the
No.
properties. I have to go to Mozilla.
Maybe? Was it Moss?
Oh.
Something?
Yeah. Mozilla
CSS.
Dev and
Yeah,
Docs.
Yeah. That stuff is hard to read, but it does have pretty much everything.
Okay, what do we got? We got attachment, clip, color image, origin, and position.
Size, maybe?
Those are the two things that I want, origin and position.
What you could do is, if you resize the background but keep the viewport the same, that would technically act as a zoom, right? And then you move your left and right in negative coordinates to move the view of the... Do you concur?
I do. What I'm trying to look for is how do we resize the background image? Because that's what you said. Yeah, background size. Okay.
Yep.
Tell me background size. Cover 30%. Okay, cool. Crazy cool. So on hover, first thing that we're going to try to accomplish is background size. Let's do 180%. Is that too much of a zoom? Oh, that's pretty perfect.
Yeah.
So that's part one. And then the second thing that we want to do is specify the background position.
Yeah, the background position, I think, is the one.
Yep. And that's going to be a combination of, and what order do you have this in? Is this X and then Y?
Go to, it has position on the, yeah. Right.
Oh, so I can specify what I want.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would want top, everything relative to the top left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm trying to alt tab. So we'll do top, left. Oops. Was there a comma in there? Do you remember?
I don't think so. I think it was just space.
Okay. And we can do it in pixels.
And if you
So I
try
might have to
setting
use
those to
JavaScript with
something, just to try it.
Yeah, I will. Absolutely.
I mean, setting those variables.
I am. So,
If
I call
it
them
works.
use top,
Mhm.
and we'll have it be whatever top is passed in, and if top is undefined, then we'll use, let's say, 50 pixels, just so we can see it be different. Same thing with left. Left. Okay. And so because top and left are undefined, we should get 50-50. And it looks like we do,
it's
but
on repeat,
it's moving
but I think
up
it's
and
not
left.
Yeah, you need to make it negative.
Why? When everything is relative to the top left
moving
corner.
Down and to the right. Of the
Oh, duh.
that you're currently
Yes.
at. You need to make it negative.
The picture itself. Yes.
And then maybe remove the background repeat as well, just to make
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. Well, the thing that I was planning on doing anyway, where background repeat wouldn't matter, is having it be a percentage from the left and top, based off of where the mouse is inside of the quad.
Yeah. I mean, then you have the case where you zoom in the absolute bottom right, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. This would be 100%, 100%.
Yeah. But even if you zoom in on the cursor, if it's down there, you never want to go beyond that.
Right.
So in that case, you want to zoom into the screen space, if that makes sense.
And yeah.
And then try to do this in HLSL.
What if, and this is a big what if, we did calc 100% over, or the number over 100%. And we made that -1 times. So
you need
-100. So we're doing pixels divided by 100%.
Can you do pixels divided by something?
Yes, you can.
Oh, is that just to turn it around to negative?
No, it's actually to have it be proportionate to the size of the div, to 100% of the div.
Okay.
Although the issue, I think, is that 100% is only the width, not the height. So if I'm doing here 100% minus use left, this one will work fine. Or divided by. I keep doing this backwards. The value divided by 100%. Then it doesn't matter what size the picture is, because 100% will resolve to pixels, and then we'll do this pixel over this pixel, which resolves to percent.
Gotcha, yeah.
Save. And then that means that you two are no longer going to be negative, because I am negating it down here. No, I think it's an invalid property because it keeps going to the top left corner. Maybe. Let's see.
Is
Let's
it
do another
though?
100.
Yeah, it is. Make it
400?
500.
Yeah.
Just a very
Yeah,
obvious change. Nah, it's still the top left.
So I think it's an invalid property.
Here you have
Boo.
400 divided by 100%.
400 pixels divided by 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was hoping to be able to do it all through CSS. Dagnabbit. I have no idea what's going on either, TBD.
TBD, don't worry, I don't either. None of us do.
Thindal mentioned that he was doing a zoom feature in a desktop application using DirectX and WPF, you said?
High-level shader language.
In high-level shader language, HLSL. HBC.
No, high-level shader language, HLSL.
Uh-huh.
But it reminds you of C.
Oh, it reminds you of C.
Yeah.
I thought you said
Big
HBC.
problem. No, the big problem with that is that you basically can't debug it. So Snobel actually taught me how to debug, and that is with colored pixels. So the easiest way is to do something like, okay, so this is beyond my constraint, so I will make a pixel bright red up in the corner. Or this is under 1, so I will make the pixel blue. It's like,
Gosh.
it's a very weird solution, right?
No.
Instead of, just being able to output anything. High-level shader language it reminds me quite a bit of C. It has.
Yeah, in the meantime, while Thindal and I are just playing around, of course, Thindal, if you do have other topics, you can bring them up, but you can also chat. I'm just messing around now, having fun with trying to implement a in-browser zoom as you move your mouse over the, what is this called? The div over the image.
Yeah. Now, the next issue with doing things with DirectX and shaders from .NET is that you need to memory align your output data. Does that make sense? Normally, I create a struct or I create a class, and Microsoft.NET does magic and it just works. It ends up in some way in memory. But when I read it in high-level shader language, I read it via offsets. So you need to figure out a way to know that this float or this double or this number starts at this memory position in this struct. You can actually do that. Took me a while, but there is a attribute you can use on structs, and that is called field offsets. And then the struct itself needs to have a property as well, or an attribute. I can't remember which one it was. Amadeus, I know there are lots of languages I don't know. It's like, I don't know Rust. I don't
Thindal
know
knows all.
JavaScript.
They base Copilot around him.
I'm also very bad at JavaScript once you get past the, basics. I know TypeScript though.
Well, let's do some TypeScript. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
We need a function that accepts an element name and cursor position and sets the top and left custom CSS properties in the style attribute to the mouse position.
I just said that I know TypeScript, but I have no idea how you set a CSS variable to a value.
I need to learn JavaScript and HTML5 things at some point. My buddy 1 of 5.
105.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. Loves TypeScript. That is what he built his Twitch bot with.
Does it
So-
run in like a node server or something? Or what's his hosting model for the TS application?
We need the element, which is going to be a HTML element.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get, oh, and the mouse
And the
event.
position. So that would be either two numbers or a tuple.
Do you know which it is specifically for the event? Because we're going to do it on mouse over.
The event has two variables. So it's position.left and position.top.
But I thought on mouse over only had the one event args, the E.
Yeah, it's inside of that event arg. The event
Exactly.
arg is a
Yeah.
JavaScript object.
And
Yeah,
that's what
that
we're going to
goes
pass to it.
top and left.
So the event args.
All right. Yeah. And then you use any just to get around.
Well, no, I want the actual event type. Do you know what the event
I don't
type
think
is?
there is an event type. It's just an event.
UI event. Oh,
All
it's
right.
mouse event. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
did not know about that.
There's also a TypeScript from microcontrollers that I have been wanting to try.
I've always read the event and then created my own,
Yeah.
add that my own type, if that makes sense. So
What
I have
is? What's the syntax here? Is there a space around the colon on both sides, or only after the variable name? Or what?
I don't think it matters.
I know it doesn't matter, but what is typical? Since I don't use TypeScript very
I
often.
think I did it without the space before,
So like
if
this.
I remember correctly. Yeah. Do a
'Cause
control
I couldn't
K,
carry
control
the-
B. No.
Yeah, Control Katie.
That's the issue with using Studio these days. That I don't remember how I format stuff. Apparently, I have a
Nice.
space between the if and the parentheses,
Would you call me TBD?
but I never do it that way. Studio does it that way for me. Oh, do you use tabs or spaces?
I use spaces, but I use the tab key. But I insert
Yeah.
spaces mostly for
That is
being able
the
to mouse
default-
around.
Yeah, that is the default
Or keyboard around.
way of Studio. So if you don't change it, you are working with spaces. Even though I thought I was using tabs.
I hoped you would reply like that. Yeah, I understand the whole reducing file sizes by quite a bit, especially if you have a large code base, by using actual tab characters for tab. But I don't have a need to do that for my applications. They get trimmed down anyway.
Tabs has the upside of it's quite easy to set the tab width
Yeah, and you can make it
in
appear
whatever
however you
you're
want.
using to watch or look at the code, while setting space width, I don't think it's possible to do without, starting to modify an actual font
Yeah.
file.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing that's hard for using actual tab characters for me is when you're doing something like link and not everything lines up because maybe your variable name for your link statement is longer and it doesn't quite line up at the tab. So then when you hit enter to the next line, you're tabbed over just far enough and then you manually space over.
I saw
Step-
something that I felt was so
Yes.
terribly horrible, and I might be offending someone here by saying that. And I tried not be offensive, but I saw someone that had automatic line breaks in their code ID. So if they
As
just
far
kept
as like when
typing,
it's
it broke the
too
line.
wide.
Yeah, exactly. Just broke the line
Line
and kept
wrapping.
going on the line below, but is treated like a single line.
I do that on occasion. So when I'm working in whatever app I happen to be working in, if I happen to be sitting too far back and I have to zoom in, then I turn it on every now and then.
Yeah.
And
It feels
I really,
like I
really
would
don't like how it
lose
looks.
control and not know where I have an actual line break or not. That's why I say ew.
It's
but
pretty easy to see where the line breaks are, but at the same time, it's ugly.
Like, is there a space in that string?
Like right here,
Oh,
you
sorry,
wouldn't
is there a
know.
new line in that string on line 97?
Oh, no, not at all.
Just instantly.
Because
Yeah. Yeah, no, you
blue
can't
arrow.
see it, but I don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
And you're
actually
allowed. You're
smarter,
absolutely
where it's like out, GUID, but out is on one line and GUID is on the second line on 106.
right.
So, nah. But again, to each their own.
Yeah.
I feel a bit ew about it, but if that's the way you want to code, then
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
fine.
I don't really have it turned on very often, but if I find myself going through a file and needing to scroll left and right to find the thing that I'm looking for, I'm just like, just let me scroll vertically for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is having, which I don't know why it's not on in this browser. Oh, because this is, I said browser, this instance of the IDE. What is it called? Summary? The thing where it has the current top line of the block that you're in.
Oh, sticky something.
Sticky.
It's you can look at the actual settings for the tab, I think.
I started liking it. Oh, is it in the tab?
Sticky scroll. Group the current scopes
Right here.
within. There you go. Yeah.
I started liking this a lot.
Yeah. So did I. It's pretty darned easy to see.
I think I saw
what
C#
scope
Fritz
you're
using
in.
it, and that's what made me want to use it.
Likewise. So I'm sitting here saying that I like it, but I am not at all certain that I have it activated everywhere.
I definitely have it activated on the machine that I do most of my work from. It's called
Sticky Scroll.
Sticky Scroll. Sticky Stroll. Sticky stroll, like when you step on gum while you're out for a walk.
And apparently, with your setting, you can only have 100 scope depth before it starts
Because I'm
removing.
definitely going to go deeper than that.
I don't know how much screen you'd have left if you have 100 lines of scope. Like, what
I
would that
wanted
be?
to like Sticky Scroll, but had to disable it.
Yeah.
I've just found myself constantly like, am I in the right method? Scroll up. But
you do have colored braces, though.
I do. I turn that on too. I'm like match colored braces. I love that. Mm-hmm. The one that I can't get used to is having the type in mine. So like the colon type. I don't know what that's called. I'd show it to you, but
I think isn't that a feature in CodeRush, or is that actually in Studio?
I thought that it was built into Visual Studio too.
I'm not so sure.
I could be wrong.
I think it must be under the C# editor, though, not the general one.
You're right. I believe you. And of course, I'm not even able to actually read these as I'm mousing over them because tunnel vision while I'm talking.
Oh, I need to have one. I need to set one. Place system usings in the top when
inline type
formatting document. If you scroll up a little bit on the
oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's fine. Scroll up a little bit, you have under I saw it before. There you go, using directives. Place system directives first and sorting usings. So you don't have your own mixed in with the system ones.
Yeah. It's still hard for me because like the Microsoft ones also get mixed in with mine.
Yeah. Maybe separate using directive groups could help with that,
Oh,
but
I do
I'm
like
not
that
sure
too.
what that would do. What does it do?
So it groups together and then character return in between each new using. So using namespace, primary namespace, system dot, all of the systems get grouped together, carriage return, an extra carriage return, the next one, extra carriage
Okay.
return.
So it groups them by the top
Root namespace.
Yeah, root namespace. Yeah. I did a thing that I'm not sure if it's okay or not. I built an extension method and I put my class in system.
I mean, I do that for the extensions sometimes so that I don't have to do the extra one.
Yeah,
I just do
don't have to use
Microsoft
another one.
dependency.
Yeah, but I added this to NuGet. That is because I want to extend string, but I don't want you to have to, add using Thindal.string.
Right.
Yeah. That's the until extension.
Oh.
I must have talked about that.
Until, you said?
Yeah. It's two methods in a single NuGet package. It's substring or shorter.
Oh, okay.
Because if you have a text that is 5 characters long, and you ask for a substring of 20,
7 characters
that will give you an exception. Yeah. With substring or shorter, you'll get just hello.
Yeah, so math.min of string length.
It checks length.
Yeah.
If the length is longer than if the length is shorter than what you're
even
asking
easier,
for, just
so not
return the string.
Got it.
Yeah. And then it does normal substring.
But
So
what if
like
start index is greater than 0?
Yeah, I have start index in there as well.
Okay.
I have all of the overloads on substring. So yeah, but you get the point, right? So it checks
I do.
if you get an exception and it gives you a different kind of result.
Right.
And there's also the what's it called, the until, which is basically an index off, but instead of -1, it'll just return the full string. If you combine those, for example, you can have until period, and then substring or shorter 15. So you'd get either the full first sentence or the first 15 characters. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely. Absolute. I think you have comments on here. Chat. Let's do some chat real quick. TBD Gamer said a million years ago, most important thing when in a team, just pick a standard and avoid flip-flopping because Git conflicts over tabs, spaces, and line ends Git conflicts, are more work than they're worth. True. And then we talked about the feature. I really want to like Sticky Scroll, said Fulisnabble, but I had to disable it. Inline type hints was the thing that I was looking for, but he also has it disabled. F# editor seems to have a very irritating bug lately. When you hit control and the mouse is over a class name, it navigates there sometimes. Yeah. I like that feature. I'll show it real quick. But Dukasoff said, I feel like I'm at the top of the function when I'm scrolled down. So you don't like that one either, that feature either. And I know, look at the line number. Yeah.
Sometimes the closest you can get to implicit usings is putting your extension methods in the same namespace as the class that you're extending.
It was that in response to Snubble's put all usings in global usings?
No, couldn't you just add a implicit using to NuGet package?
I don't know.
Those two methods, they're like simple AF, but it's one of those I keep needing to do it. So it's my version of leftpad. So what I'm gonna do once I have millions of people using it is I'm gonna pull it. Although that doesn't work on NuGet, but if you all remember that total cluster
I don't.
Okay, so on npm, if you pull a package, it deletes the package and all of the package history. So there was a guy who built a small package called leftpad, which was basically, I have this string, I want it to always be
I use
9
leftpad all
characters
the time.
longer. Yeah. That's not built into JavaScript
Pad
or
left,
TypeScript.
whatever.
Yeah, that's not built into TypeScript or JavaScript or anything. So he built a function for it. It's tiny. It was like, what, 5 lines or something. But again, something you do over and over. So help method, great. He also had a package registered. I'm giving you the whole history here. He also had a package registered called kick. And I'm not sure if you know about this, but there's a chat application called Kick. And they went and said, hey, we'd like to have our name back. And he said, F you. So he said, we'd really like to have our name back. And he said, I said, F you. So they said, here's a letter from our lawyer saying we'd like our name back because we want to do a package of some kind with our name. And he said, F your lawyer. So then they went to NPM. And NPM gave them the package. That is awesome. Shrimp cat.
Sorry. God.
What is the...
It's just /orange.
Okay. Yeah, that's a weird orange cat. Yeah.
Good
They went to
grief.
NPM and said, we'd like our package. And NPM was like, here's your package. We don't want to fight with your lawyers. So this guy went total crazy. And
Using
decided
Thindal
to
kind of sounds
remove every single package he had on NPM.
Oh,
Since
jeez.
NPM doesn't keep history, when he removed a package, it got removed.
Mm-hmm.
Which made a thing fail.
Yeah, if you
had
didn't have
dependency.
a local cached version of it, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. So build scripts out there. Like, I depend on leftpad, I can't build. And then something, I depend on that thing that just didn't build. I can't build. And just down the entire tree, and like 500,000 frameworks stop working, including Node. Because this guy removed his 5-line package way down the dependency tree.
I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, the supply chain issue is not fixed, no. But the remove your stuff issue is. Because now it works the same as NuGet, that you can remove a listing of a package. You can't remove the version of the package that is already on there. So if I remove my package, for example, you can't search for it, you can't add it. But your application that already uses it will still be able to pull it.
Snowball said, good thing NPM solved the supply chain exploit now. Wait, no, they haven't.
Yeah. Oh, the other supply chain exploit.
I don't know that one. I don't know any of them.
It was recent. I don't know which one it was. You probably know, Snowball. It was really dumb. Because guy creates package. Someone else registers domain with that package name and hosts a cdn.package name. Again, not the creator of this, just some random guy. And this cdn dot gets really popular. Yeah, polyfill. So lots of people are using cdn.polyfill.io to link in their library. And then the guy with the domain sells it to some bad actor somewhere in China. And it keeps working and working and working. And then all of a sudden you have an exploit injected into Polyfill from the CDN. So it wasn't the library itself that didn't work. It wasn't the person who made the library that did anything bad. It was the CDN, which had nothing to do with the creator of the package. And that sucked. You can include multiple tags, by the way, by just putting a comma in between them.
Oh,
If you want
okay.
comma derp, for example.
I kind of needed to stop reloading automatically though for a while.
But it's funny.
Great. That's why I download all dependencies locally and read all the source code before I deploy. Oh wait, I don't. Using Thindal.
Make sure you're using a legit CDN. I'm all good.
Don't worry, we got Nightmare Fuel all over the place DVD just for you.
CDNs. Do you want to hear another fun story?
Sure. If I don't have to fully pay attention because I'm kind of distracted by these cats.
It's fine. In the before times, we hosted our own local stuff. And someone said, caching be good. Load your stuff from a CDN. Right? So we all included jQuery from the jQuery CDN. Because the idea was that, you know, also if someone's already downloaded this version of jQuery, they already have it in their cache and don't have to download it again. And then, as always, there are 55 billion different CDNs, or just like with streaming services these days. So we got nothing out of it. So instead, the gods that be, aka the Googles, decided that, okay, so screw that, put everything on your own domain so you have less DNS lookups, because those are slower than just downloading more stuff these days. So they want you to put all your CSS, all your images, all your fonts, all your everything on your own site, host it yourself, and then it just uses HTTP2 to download all of the resources over a single socket. Make sense?
No.
No? Well, it does. I promise you, it does. It's pretty darn fast these days when we have really fast internet connections. So then they came out with this little, you know, webmaster toolkit recommendation. What am I doing wrong? And that starts warning you about, oh, so you're using a resource from another domain. Are you sure you want to do this? And then they create Google Tag Manager, which is a great little service that helps you handle third-party dependencies and stuff like that in a single place. So you have a Google service and you just add whatever script tags you want to that, and that handles it. It's actually really good now that we have the whole cookie law thingamajig, because you can handle the whole consent thing inside of Tag Manager. The thing is that the Google Webmaster Tools complains about you using scripts from other domains. For example, it complains about you using scripts from the Google Tag Manager domain. So their recommendation is use the Google Tag Manager, but at the same time it complains because the Google Tag Manager is hosted on a different domain than the rest of your site. It's like, the heck. Definitely, Snobel. Absolutely. Just send me a text. Do you go down to the one along the lake near the church, or somewhere else? It's good
Read
when
it
your
out.
city
What do you
is
say?
small enough so you can just stay, you know. Yeah, near the church. Yeah, gelato.
I love gelato. It's tasty.
So send me a message somewhere.
Why am I suddenly doing this? Oh, I'm doing that wrong.
Download your stuff locally if you can, Snarl. It's actually a good policy to have, because then you don't have any dependencies on other people messing things up. Some things you can't, though. Bonk.
Oh,
did you add derp to it?
No, I didn't. It's still just orange.
Awesome.
I don't know why it's still reloading the HTML though when I told it not to. Not that I'm complaining, but still.
E
Not
don't
helpful.
like you? What's the FE?
FE is extroverted feeling and
Front end.
I'll teach you guys all about personality types. If you one day, if you happen to
quite a while
join,
ago, but I'm doing it a little bit at a time. All the stuff you
Yes.
sent me, if you remember that.
yes, Peter has
Mine's
a
not
quick
finished.
stand-up. Cats don't fight.
Hey everybody, sorry I'm late to stand up.
Greetings, good sir.
Hello.
This
up.
entire thing was just a stand-up, like usual.
Yeah, I spent most of this week doing security training. Well, actually, it was about half the week doing security training. The other half just being so demotivated after the security training that I was deeply unfocused and unproductive. With that said, no blockers.
And then he's gone.
I was quick, and then you left.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I feel like I've been talking a lot today, but
No, that's
it
fine.
happens. Yeah.
Clear.
Got
Did we
all
finish
of
this by the end?
Fun history things. No, I think it still
don't think
zooms
we
into the
did.
top left. No matter what you do.
Are you even updating?
See, it's a
development?
harder problem than you might think. And it gets worse, trust me.
We're really close though. Oh no, I am setting it. It is working. It's just
And
not
that's
actually
a
moving.
0 to 1 value.
Yeah,
Looks like.
because it's per 0 to 1. You're right. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Okay. So what we would do, this just proves that we can go from the left to the right, top to the bottom, and set the position of the background image based off of the position of the cursor inside of the div relative to the size of the div. Although
Yep.
I don't think it's going
That's
all
awesome.
the
Now
way.
you can pan.
Oh yeah, it is going
Yeah.
all the way.
Now you need to
Yeah.
add zoom and the ability to pan when zoomed in.
Oh, what? Huh?
Huh?
Why aren't you negating? Do you not need to negate anymore? Anyway, we're close to the end, so go ahead and do stand up.
All right, so this week I finished the logic on my customer project. So I've been working on display logic, if that makes sense instead. Just making things look right and showing the values. On the bad side, it's boring. On the plus side, instead of working on a single Jira ticket for 2 weeks, I managed to rip through 7, I think. So the customer is happy because it looks like we're doing more progress, even though we're not adding any logic. This weekend, I'm doing paperwork, and then if I have the time, I'm going to make inventory of the project website, string website, to see what the status is and what still needs to be implemented. And third, if I have the time, which I probably won't, I will be writing an article, which might also turn into a session afterwards.
Sure you post it in Discord.
Definitely. I got asked to speak at a conference / it might be an online conference over a single day, but yeah, got asked to speak, so I need to figure out something to speak about, and that's also the topic of the article I'm gonna write at some point. So yeah, that's my stand-up.
Yosh.
You're up. Lion?
Yeah. So today I worked on implementing a feature where you can zoom on mouse over during the stream, and it turns out it actually needed to be mouse move. And with that, we're feature complete. So we're gonna deploy now.
You can't zoom though.
It does zoom though. It automatically zooms to a
Oh, yeah.
specific zoom amount.
But notice how your mouse isn't bound to a single place on the image now, though.
Yes, it is. So the bottom right takes me to the bottom right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like if you hold over the nose, for example. Yeah, and if you move down, you'll see that the image moves by a different amount.
By design.
Okay. Don't you always want to have that one-to-one though?
No.
So if you...
No. Yeah. So the whole point behind this, so this is how stand-ups go, guys. The whole point behind this is that the X and Y are relative positions to your mouse position in the div. Top left being 0%, bottom right being 100%. Mm-hmm. And so you are moved over from the left edge X% of the image. And you're moved over from the right edge X% of the image.
Gotcha. Sorry for interrupting your stand-up with stuff like that.
But no, you made it real. You made it real. It's a real stand-up, although I am not taking into consideration the zoom amount, so we aren't going all the way to the right edge. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So then the only other thing that I'm going to be working on is finishing my filters in the drop-down menus in my data grid that is not using Fluent UI data grid or any other component library. Made my own, of course.
Is that this weekend?
That's what I'm doing today, for the rest of today. So what I do is when I query for all of the data, it's paged, but I get back the total number of records. And then the very first time you do that query, it gives me back all of the unique values for my filter menus because I didn't want to rerun the query just to give me the distinct back for the filter dropdowns, which I'm still debating whether I want to do that. Only do the query for the distinct values when I do the dropdown. But that's another trip back to the server. So instead it's only 3 columns that you can filter by. So I give back distinct values for all 3 columns. You click on the little thingy just like in Excel when you have a filter. You get your checkbox list. You can put checks next to them. You can filter that list and then only select the ones that are in that filtered list. Click OK or apply and you filter your list.
That sounds like a good way of doing it. I mean, it all depends on the amount of data. If you're sending billions of rows, then not having that extra hidden column in the data would be good.
Yeah, I mean, like the most that we get back is however many days there were between 1940. Nope, it would have been 19. What's our earliest? I think our earliest recording is 1980 something.
Okay. Epoch
and then
is 70.
But our earliest data point for the date filter drop down, because I did it the Excel way where you have the dates grouped by year, then month and day. But I still have to send back all of the distinct date time values from my data set. So it's at most some odd thousand, which is really not that much. Yeah, of just dates, and that's it.
I think minifying it would be way more saved than, messing around with, do I include this column in the result?
Yep.
Yeah. When are you going to do a demo of the music project?
Soon. I played one of the songs that Suno generated on Wednesday's stream at around the 38-minute mark. And oh man, that would be one of the songs that I would want to try to reproduce, as in arrange myself, choose the instruments, add the EQ effects, and master. That'd be so much fun. data set.
I'm looking forward
timer.
to it. But I will have a look at the VOD. It's from Wednesday.
Yeah, from
So-
Wednesday at 38-ish minutes.
Nice.
And disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. I did not write the music. I did not arrange the music. Nothing. That was all Suno. The only thing I contributed were some lyrics. Yeah.
Well, that's not just. Don't put yourself down about that.
Oh, I'm not putting myself down at all. I just want to be clear that AI generated the majority of it.
Okay.
That's all.
Well,
Disclaimer,
based on your
disclaimer,
prompting,
disclaimer.
so.
Yeah.
Anyways, I will jump out. Thank you very
All
much
right.
for
Thank you
having
so
me
much for
today.
joining us. Wait, tell us about your next stream.
My next stream might actually be this weekend, depending on the progress of all the stuff. Otherwise, it's going to be Tuesday. And I know I have some small things that are not done. I don't think the emailing service is converted to Net 8 yet. But other than that, I'm getting dangerously close to putting this whole thing live. And I think the way I'm going to do it is put it in a Docker container. Because that is the easiest way of putting it live. And then I can
For
start
you,
messing
I have
with
no
it.
idea how to do Docker.
All right. The way you do Docker is you ask the internet, you copy and paste what the internet says, and then you
Yes.
modify based on what you need.
I thought you were going to say .NET Aspire.
No, not Aspire. Aspire is
You
too
just
much.
said no.
Yeah. Aspire is too much for what I need.
But
Anyways,
thank you again.
Tuesday, we'll see what the status is. We'll get her done.
Yes. You were amazing.
And
Thank
then
you for
it's
being here.
Blazor time after that.
Yes.
Yes.
Love Blazor.
Yes. Take care, everyone.
Ciao.
Have a great weekend. Ciao.
You too. Thindal, everybody. That was so much fun. Yeah, so during this, we implemented a zoom and pan. Just not quite the same kind of zoom and pan that he's talking about where you have the image static, you click, and then you drag to move it around. But yeah, good times. We are done for the day. I and can't talk. I'm learning how to talk. But had a fun time. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for chatting away with us, enjoying the time together. We're gonna head out for another. I say another, man. Am I full of myself today? For another chill, laid-back streamer, who I am lurking on their stream, and they are doing pixel art. And they're just an amazing person. At least stream-wise, I don't know them personally, but I would assume that in person they are just as amazing. I am talking about none other than the amazing InstaFluff. Hi, full of yourself today. I'm Dukasoft. Speaking of, I wanted to read your joke. And InstaFluff is awesome, amazing. If you aren't already following him, give him a follow when we get there. And give him some love, say hi. Yeah, we're just gonna hang out with him. Amazing guy. The dad joke that Dukasoftbot gave us that wasn't the best was... Oh, I can't find it. I'm not gonna find it in time. All right, what did the beaver say to the tree? It's been nice gnawing ya. We'll see if I can post a small drone video. Cool. It would be cool to see. We aren't expecting you to do anything you don't want to do, but I hope you have fun doing it. No more. Please, good sir, no more. I love the cat. I love Zelda. Oh. Okay, that's it for me. Ciao for now. Oh man, I am totally late on my waving game. So bad. Okay, ciao.